Listen to this, y'all.
A
Listen to
leader
this.
is always lonely because they are out front. There's no one out there with them. I want you to think about it. If you have everyone around you, then you're part of the crowd.
Part of the crowd.
That's true. So leaders they live a lonely life, but they chose that loneliness. And that's important. You have to choose to be alone if you're going to change the world. And every great leader in history, as you study them, they really found their true self when they was alone. You know, Moses was in the wilderness, Jesus Christ in the desert, Paul went to the desert. You know, and so when you pursue something that is more important than the crowd, you end up leading the crowd. Wow. Someone said you cannot lead an orchestra unless you turn your back to the crowd.
Let's go, Dr. Myles Munroe. Let's go. That man right there, I wish I could have met him. I really do, before he passed away. If you have never heard anything by Dr. Myles Munroe, well, if you're a leader and you've never heard anything by Dr. Myles Munroe, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I'm joking. You know, for the most part in my life, I didn't even realize I was a leader. I was playing, you know, I had leadership roles and things like that, but I didn't really think about it that way. I was just doing what I was supposed to do, right? And so a lot of us end up in these positions and we don't even realize how those positions impact the people around us. For instance, sorry you guys, I'm driving, pulling up windows. For instance, coaches, teachers, and I'm talking about sports coaches, and definitely teachers. You don't realize the impact you have on the kids that you coach and teach. And I'm saying this from personal experience because I was that kid, right? And I'm grateful that I had an amazing coach in high school who kept me afloat, but I had teachers whose limiting beliefs became my limiting beliefs. I had a teacher tell me, because I was a writer in high school, and I had a teacher tell me that there's no money in journalism, right? So what did I do? I kind of gave that up. But what he was saying about leadership, what he was saying about being alone in the wilderness, that hit hard for me last year. I got myself alone. But I tell you, I grew up as an only child, and I've been alone for the most part of my life, and that's why I was always kind of trying to figure out where I fit in, right? But what I had to realize is I wasn't meant to fit in. And I didn't realize that until, you know, I'm in my late 40s, right? And so I just want to also share that for the first time last year, I was alone, but I also was building a stronger relationship with God. And so for the first time, I did not feel lonely. I was not lonely. I was exactly where I needed to be. I needed peace in order to fulfill the goal of building a stronger relationship with God. And so that's what I did. I got alone. Now, it was difficult. I struggled. But I'm telling you, looking back now, I know that every step that I took was ordered by God because I had to take that in order to get closer to Him, and He knew that. So He allowed me to go through so that He could get me to. So as leaders, as true leaders, we can't be part of the crowd. I used to always say, you know, I don't understand why people don't want to change their lives. It baffled me for so long. But I also had to understand that there are certain people, certain ones of us, and honestly, I talk about being communities all the time. That is the epitome of true leaders. We have true, valuable leaders there. We have people who don't want to be part of the crowd because we see something bigger. And that's what we have to do. Now, we're not alone because we're working together. But true leaders have to separate themselves from the rest of the crowd. If I desire to be better in life, I cannot operate in a way that overwhelms me and produces more stress and anxiety because I'm trying to follow everyone else and do what everyone else is doing. No. As true leaders, we must separate ourselves from the crowd. And it's going to be misunderstood and we're going to be judged. But you know what? Here's what I'm learning now. That is okay. That is absolutely okay. Because there's some of us who are not meant to fit in. It took me my life to figure this out, but now I know I was never meant to fit in. Because I'm a leader. And as a leader, I have to lead in a way that most people don't understand. So that's how we differentiate ourselves. And as I was listening to that song, I've heard it many times before, and that last part, it hits every time. And this time I said, you know what? I need to do a video. So hopefully it came out okay. I know I had my windows down. It's nice. I'm here in Florida. But I hope you were able to hear that part. I'll post the link to the song if you want to, listen to it yourself. Go on YouTube and search Dr. Myles Munroe. He has so much stuff about faith and leadership. And that's how I desire to live my life. So if you're finding yourself separating from the crowd, just know it's okay. It's not a negative thing. But surround yourself by others who have separated themselves from the crowd. And it's not going to be easy to find. But I promise you, if you stick to it, you'll get to where you need to be. And I know this because I'm getting there now. And I wouldn't be operating the way I'm operating now had I kept trying to follow the crowd. I've invested tons of money in coaches that just taught me to follow the crowd. They didn't really teach me how to be a true leader. So now I get to be around people who teach me how to be a leader, because it's not about following the crowd. It's about standing out and then taking other people with you. Have a blessed day.